Let's take a look at the integration between Event Intelligence and Spotify. First, log into your Management Console. To configure the Spotify integration, go to the Admin tab, then go to Master Settings. Scroll down until you see the setting titled Spotify Import Limit. This is the maximum number of songs you want to allow a client to import from any playlist within their Spotify account. Setting this value to 0 will deactivate the Spotify integration. There are two ways you can import a playlist from Spotify. First, you can import a playlist from your own personal Spotify account into a request list for any future event that's assigned to you. In this scenario, your client might create a playlist within their own Spotify account and then share it with you. Then you can use this feature to import it from your own Spotify account into their request list. The second scenario is that a client can import a Spotify playlist directly when they're logged into the event portal. When they're creating their request list, they'll see a button at the bottom titled Import from Spotify. Clicking this button will allow the client to choose a playlist within their own Spotify account and import those songs into their request list. First, let's take a look at the way that you can import a playlist from your own Spotify account. Go to the Events tab and click on the Spotify icon in the upper right corner. Since it's our first time using the integration, we need to authenticate our Spotify account and give Event Intelligence access to your lists of playlists. So go ahead and click Agree. And now you'll see we're presented with a drop-down list of all future events that are assigned to you. For our example, we'll choose Taylor and Sanders' wedding reception. If you check this box here, it will clear any existing requests that were previously imported from Spotify. Now we choose a playlist to import. These are all the playlists within my own personal Spotify account. And again, if a client created a playlist and shared it with me, it would appear in this drop-down as well. So for our example, let's go ahead and choose Party Life with 30 songs. You'll see those 30 songs were imported into the Taylor and Sanders wedding reception request list. Let's go back to the events screen and take a look at their request list now. So you'll see up here at the top we have our usual must play, play if possible, do not play, and then a new section below it for Spotify requests. So these are the 30 songs that we just imported from our Spotify playlist. Now let's take a look at what this looks like from the client's perspective. When the client is logged into the event portal and they're creating their request list, once again they'll be presented with all their request lists, must play, play if possible, do not play. But if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see there's a button here, Import from Spotify. When the client clicks on this, they'll be able to authenticate their own Spotify account and then again be presented with a list of all their own playlists. So for our example here, we'll go ahead and clear the existing Spotify request list. And we're going to choose a different playlist. Let's choose Wedding Mix with 50 songs. So you'll see those 50 songs were imported into the request list. Let's go ahead and go back to the playlist. The page will refresh. And now below our must play, play if possible, and do not play, you'll see we now have a Spotify section. And here's those 50 requests that we just brought in from Spotify. From here, as with any other request, we can attach a note to the song. We can also move it to one of our other playlists. So if this is an important song, we can move it to our must play. If it's a song we don't want to hear, we can move it to do not play, play if possible. We can remove the song altogether. We have as much flexibility as we have had we added the song manually to any of the other request lists. Now let's say a client has two playlists within Spotify that they want to import. That's no problem as well. They just have to hit import from Spotify once again. This time they would not check the box to clear their existing requests. So we're going to go ahead and this time let's go back and choose Party Life with 30 songs on it. You'll see 29 songs were imported into the request list. There was one duplicate song that was skipped because it already appeared on one of the other request lists. So if we go back to our playlist and let it refresh, now you'll see we have even more songs on our Spotify request list because we have the original 50 that we imported on the first playlist plus the 30 that we imported on the second playlist.